Hello guys, what's up? Hope everyone is doing well today. Welcome to my Silver Lining YouTube channel. Before, its name was Positivity, but now I got a new name, Silver Lining. So, welcome to my new channel. Today, I'm gonna read the continuation of Wild Darling Story Part 22. Hope you enjoy it. Happy listening! We arrived home around noon. The air was still so hot that I couldn't stand being outside in the sun. As soon as I entered the house, I took the jugs of water and drank it to end my thirst. My tiredness all day long was finally relieved. I lowered the jug when I realized that someone was looking at me. I turned my head and Fariba was looking at me with astonishment. I looked at myself and said, "Did something happen?" Fariba said, "No, I just wondered why you drink water like that." I replied, "What's the problem?" Fariba laughed and said, "Nothing. Even the way you drink water is not normal as the others do." And then, with a crooked smile, she lowered her head and continued on her way. I said, "Hey, Farima!" She stood up and said, "Fariba!" I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I forgot." "Fariba!" She looked at me with wondering eyes and said, "I hear you." I said, "I cannot stand the heat. Let's sit in that shadow. I wanna talk to you." So Fariba said, "Okay, wait for me to put the dish inside and I will come back soon." I watered my hair and tidied it up with my hand. After that, I went away and sat under the shade of the wall. What a really hot day! I grabbed my collar and shook it to cool my body down. At that moment, Fariba came back and sat right beside me. She said, "Well, what are you gonna talk about?" I looked at her and suddenly I laughed and said, "I like the energy you have. Always be like that." Fariba said, "Well, do you want to talk about it or not?" I said, "No. Look, I know you are very young, and these issues are too early for you to know. But something needs to be clarified from now on. As you know, Gulsam came to this house as a bride before you. I'm a fair person, and from now on, I want you to understand that." Fariba jumped after hearing my word and said, "To understand your position? And I should not exceed my limit." I said, "No, it's not like that." Fariba put her finger on her lips and said, "Hiss." And with the same finger, she pointed to the gate and said softly, "You close this gate to me. You imprison me. Why do you think it's matter to me what decision you make about your life and about Gulsam? Even if you bring me into your life, I won't enter. I'm not Gulsam to love you. I'm a prisoner. A prisoner. I cannot leave this house anytime I want. Keep this word for yourself and Gulsam." This is from Fariba's side. In front of Karim's upset face, I got up and headed towards the house. "What did you think of yourself?" I learned this lesson. It set a limit for me. It's just a dream that my heart trembled for you, Karim. And then you compare me with Gulsam. I think this suffering is enough for me. I sat silently, and they said that I was stupid, or I was still young and didn't know anything. Maybe I was playing games. If I want to be reasonable, I have no place to go but this house. Even if Karim left the gate of this house open for me, I'm still proud of myself and that's all I have. Suddenly, I felt that my body bump into Samia. I grabbed her against the wall to keep my balance. I said, "What are you doing?" Samia called out, "What is the best way of dealing with someone childish like you?" I said, "Sorry, I didn't notice. I was not here at all." And I soon passed her. I was not happy today. I wish they understood my face and avoided me. I don't like anyone to be offended by my sharp tongue. I want to go back to Sakura, even if they call me evil, but I will not be here anymore. I felt weird. I sat in the corner of the room, folded my knees, and hugged myself tightly. I don't know what wisdom is that. Every time I feel I have new life ahead of me and everything is supposed to be different. Exactly in the middle of the road, I realized that I was the first one and this life has not changed. It is as sad and painful as it was before. The good life reminds of selling what I took away and throwing it in the trash at a high price. And after many years, I'm the same girl who lost her mother's skirt. Let's go back to Sakura now. Belkis and I left the house with Sahar and Sheba. Finally, we got a new house, which had two other neighbors inside the yard. In order for no one to doubt us, we told them that Sahar is my daughter and Sheba is Belkis' daughter. Although it was stupid, especially for Sheba and Belkis, the two were only 10 years apart in age. Belkis said, "God forbid that it's not so obvious from the face. Otherwise, I'm a woman who became a mother at the age of 10. Then she laughed. I said, "But the two of you are very similar." Belkis looked at herself and said, "How come I look like that girl?" Sahar said, "I mean, in terms of obesity and limbs." Belkis said, "By God, these are not fats. I have large bones." I said, "She's right. Belkis' bones are of the elastic type which move when she walks." Everyone laughed except Belkis, who was angry. Less than 2 hours after we arrived, someone knocked on the door. Sahar said, "See who is under the gate." I said, "Don't be stupid. First, we have a yard together. Second, we are no longer in the wrong place. Why should I look under the gate?" Sahar said, "Hey, aunts, it's out of habit. It's not my responsibility." Belkis threw a pillow at Sahar and said, "Your habits are not like Adam's," and all laughed. I opened the gate. A man in his 40s appeared in the gate frame. When he saw me, he greeted me and said, "Can I talk to the man of the house?" I said, "This house has no man, brother. Talk to me." He tilted his head slightly to look inside the house and said, "How is that possible? Without any man, how can the women in this house support their life?" I saw that the situation was sensitive. I told him a lie. "My daughter and I work in people's houses. My sister is unemployed with her daughter. I can hardly pay the rent." And little by little, I started to cry. I wiped my tears with my veil and said, "If God help us, if not, I wonder how I can fill our empty bellies. We have suffered a lot since the death of Sahar's fathers. Thanks to Nasrin for renting this house. If she were not, we would have been left in the streets." The man, who was obviously deeply affected, said, "Don't cry, dear sister. your problem will be solved. God is unequal. I came here to talk about water and electricity. If you need anything, we are on the right side of the yard. I said, okay, dear brother, thanks a lot for your kindness. Well, guys, that's all for now. I'm gonna see you soon in part 23 of Wild Darling Story. Don't miss it. By the way, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.